Welcome, and thank you for joining us today. Ready to take your OS upgrade from painful to powerful? So, yes, let's dive into today's session Accelerating OS Upgrades with Data and AI. As organization faces the increasing pressure of system upgrades, especially around end of life and end of support timeline, it is critical to adopt smarter and faster solution. In this webinar, we'll explore how to overcome these challenges using data-driven insights and AI-powered automation. Our honorable speakers, Field CTO Mr. Skip, Project Manager Mr. Dilip, Product Owner Mr. Gautam will walk through understanding and overcoming end of life and end of support challenge using AI driven OS migration and automation to save time and reduce errors. And then performing application dependency and compatibility checks for smoother transition and automation of build and templates. Finally, we'll wrap up with a live Q&A session, so feel free to note down your questions as we go. Over to our speakers.
Good morning. This is Skip Tamke, Field CTO of Cloud Tech Services. And thank you, Lucy, for such a wonderful introduction. I think that you just gave a great preview of our presentation today. So our agenda is first, understanding the challenges of end of life and end of service life, leveraging your data and AI for discovery, doing application dependency mapping and compatibility checking automated, working on automation of build and of application build templates so that you can have versions of the operating system that are customized to various applications and databases. And then finally, we're going to go through a demo of our tool called ZENfra Ignite that leverages data you already have to help you make decisions and help you make the planning and execution process of an operating system upgrade easier, faster, and more complete. So, how do we do this? First, data-driven intelligence. You've got a large amount of data that you currently hold today. Server logs, switch logs, application inventory, CMDBs, other spreadsheets that you maintain on a regular basis that really exist in silos. So we would look to bring all of those together to A, reduce delays, B, lower the risk, and C, reduce the manual effort in planning and performing an upgrade. So what are we looking for when we're navigating challenges? Security vulnerabilities. Older operating systems typically have more vulnerabilities, and in many cases, if it's very old, they're unpatched. Compliance risk. If you're not meeting your regulatory standards and requirements for having clean systems and secure systems, that's a problem. Support discontinuation. In some cases, you may be under extended support for which you're paying a lot of money. In some cases, you don't want to go down that route. So you've got to make sure that you're able to plan for the discontinuation of support and get your systems up to a supported version very quickly so that you don't run into extended support or no support whatsoever. Manual tracking. Everybody has 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 spreadsheets that they use for various different things, and there's no linkage between them. And 4 different admins will have their own spreadsheet. A project manager will have their own project plan in a spreadsheet. You'll have the DBAs have their own spreadsheets. So everybody has got these disparate pieces of information, but there's no centralized tracking. Data is completely siloed. Everybody's got their own data. They're not sharing it with anybody else. It's not in compatible formats. You need to find a way to bring that all together to make it useful to an organization, not just to the person or group that owns it. Finally, you need to have visibility. You need to have insights into your risk posture. You need to have insights into what you've got running in your environment, and you need to have insights into understanding what it will take to perform an upgrade. Finally, all of these together leads to a more proactive planning process so that you're not planning on the fly, executing on the fly, and dealing with the fallout from those kind of steps. So how do you address the shortcomings in these traditional approaches? One, you need a centralized view of data. Everybody's data needs to be in one place and it needs to be in one format so everybody can share and everybody understands what they have. Two, got to identify your compatibility issues. Is my database or application compatible with the version that I need to go to? In many cases, if you're moving from Red Hat 6 to Red Hat 8 or Red Hat 9, there are significant differences in the compatibility of packages, applications, runtime libraries between versions that you need to be aware of. C, improving coordination, making sure that everybody who's a stakeholder in the organization is dealing with the same set of information, the same set of schedules, the same set of outcomes, and the same set of planning data. And what that does is it reduces the manual dependency. If we can treat every server and every database the same across the organization, capture that information, report on it, and assess it the same way, everyone will be understanding where we are in the upgrade process, what we have to do, and what our progress is. So what does ZENfra Ignite do for you? One, it's a very, very lightweight design. It's a standalone tool that exists in your environment, does not have any linkages to the outside world, so there is no security issues. It does integration and automation, allows you to use Ansible, ZENfra, various scripting languages, and custom scripts for a seamless discovery. ZENfra Ignite brings together a number of different discovery methods into one place: database discovery, application discovery, operating system discovery, network discovery, all of that in one place, and allows you to really versatilely deploy it. Versatility is not quite a word, but deploy it in a very versatile manner. But what we mean by that is it can exist in a VDI, it can exist in a VM, it can exist on a server. Anything that is running a current version of Windows, you can run ZENfra Ignite on. And it gives you the ability to pull in data from multiple sources, multiple locations, multiple repositories, all into one place. So you have one source of truth for an organization. And it offers a very, very user-friendly setup. As you'll see when you get to the demo, it's a self-install. It sets its own environmental variables. It walks you through the setup process. And then once you're in the setup process, you point it to your repository, and then it says, okay, what do you want to do with this repository? Do you want to do the full-blown assessment package, which consists of the insights for the operating system, insights for various upgrade paths, insights for databases, insights for networks, insights for applications? Gives you the ability to choose what you want to do. And then you can also choose what we call bundles of servers, meaning all of your servers, or just your database servers, or just servers belonging to a particular business unit or application. You have the opportunity to be very flexible in how you define these bundles and what's in those bundles. How do we do this? One is we start the data collection. The way we do that is via either an Ansible playbook in your organization, or by Tanium scripts if you're currently running Tanium to do daily collections, or if you have other orchestration methods, we can work with those orchestration methods to make sure that the data is being gathered in a timely manner and is being collected into the right location for ZENfra Ignite to pick it up. Making sure that we collect key data, operating system, database, application, performance, CMDB data, other spreadsheet type data that might tie applications and servers and databases together. We can bring all of that together in one place using Ansible and ZENfra Ignite. Ansible is our orchestration tool of choice. However, if you have something else, we can utilize that. But our current playbooks are written in Ansible with a combination of Python, Shell, Bash, and other scripting as well, depending upon the customer environment. When we're looking through the systems that we're looking at, we can tag those systems for upgrade based on criteria that you set. If it's a Red Hat 6 system, we want to upgrade that to Red Hat 8 or Red Hat 9. If it is a particular version of DB2, we need to flag that for upgrade to another version of DB2 so that it can be tracked separately. We can group systems by risk. When we define a bundle, you can define the complexity and business value of that bundle. So we can group your systems for upgrades by what the risk profile is and what the business value profile is. So if you want to identify all of your business critical servers that are in dire need of a Red Hat 6 to Red Hat upgrade, we can put that all in one bundle, and that will be your high business value systems. If you want to just do development, we can bundle development or QA or whatever, logical grouping that you guys want to do. We can group things that way. Then finally, we look to detect gaps and anomalies. Some of the anomalies we can detect is if you have systems that are talking to systems that are currently unknown, meaning if you don't have a data repository that contains Red Hat Server 6 and 5 other servers are referencing Red Hat 6 as a key server in there, we can call that out. We find out what ports your servers are talking to and what applications they're talking to over those ports and whether those ports are inbound and outbound. We can look at what JVMs are running on any system. We can look at what databases are running on any system and be able to identify different instances of the database that may be running in different tables that may be running on those systems as well. So it's really, really powerful in being able to detect gaps in analysis and data. So here's the cycle that we typically use. We work to auto detect relationships, and the way we do auto detecting relationships is two ways. We identify app to app and app to host connections automatically by looking at netstat data that we get from an analysis of the server. And then we layer that in with CMDB or other data that we copy into the repository to be able to classify the systems, not just by who they're talking to, but also who they belong to and what their business value is. Next up, we generate a dependencies report. We look to see what servers and what applications are dependent on what servers and what applications so that we can build a map. So when we are doing an upgrade cycle, that upgrade cycle is going to include all of the dependencies within that business unit, that bundle, that application group. Help us to avoid critical link breaks during operating system upgrades. What that basically means is that by understanding the linkages between applications and servers and business units, we can make sure that when cutover day comes, you don't have to go back because Red Hat Server 6 was not upgraded. You'll understand that Red Hat 6 is in that bundle and it will have been upgraded. Validate compatibility. We look at every package that is running on a machine and we find out if it's compatible with the target operating system. And if it is not compatible, we will make recommendations to be able to say, okay, here's an alternative and here's an upgrade path for you to use. It's a suggestion. We're not going to do any automated upgrades, of course, but we're going to suggest alternatives if we find a package that where you need to upgrade 2 releases ahead in order to get to compatibility with Red Hat 9. We're going to recommend that you do that. The action to be taken on that is, of course, on your shoulders. Then finally, we're going to help you build AI rules to build self-checking compatibility. As we identify applications and packages, we'll start adding AI rules so that we check for those applications and packages as frequently as we need to check within your organization. And as you can see that this is a continuum. So if you're in an upgrade cycle, say you're working for an organization that has 5,000 Red Hat servers that need to be upgraded, and your plan is to upgrade 50 of those a week, we will do a weekly collection and we will flag servers that have been upgraded in the past week so that you'll know what servers have been completed and what servers have not. And you can actually input that data into your project management system and decide if you're on track or not from a project management system, because we are able to create CSVs and other output files, XML files that you can pull into things like BI or a project tracking system or Tableau so that you can make decisions based on the data that's stored within the tool. Here's basically how the process goes. One, you pre-build your templates. Basically, you say this is what a server should look like, so we will identify any inconsistencies with that template when we're doing our pre-checks. After you've performed a migration, We will apply post-migration validations to validate that everything that should have been upgraded on that server has been upgraded and there are no legacy components in there. These templates can then be reused for the next upgrade. If you're going to be upgrading next year from Red Hat 9 to Red Hat 10, those templates still exist and can be updated to be able to utilize for the next upgrade. And what happens here, that'll help you reduce your error rates because you've already gone through the process once or twice. And these templates can really help you do a better job with reducing errors. And the bottom line is that the whole point of this is to speed up and be more accurate with your rollout, to be able to understand and advance all of your dependencies and all of your compatibilities and incompatibilities so you can focus on what matters to get the upgrades completed. So at this point, I am going to pass it on to Gautam to show you how ZENfra Ignite works. Gautam, over to you.
Thanks, Skip. So I'm sharing my screen. So this is the the ZENfra Ignite tool, which is Windows-based application and very lightweight tool. So it is easy to install, and I'll walk you through like step by step. And before that, I will take in a particular use case, like if you want to move from Red Hat 6, like for example, it is end of life now. So if you want to move from that to Red Hat 8 or 9, so how you can do, for example, you need to check the compatibility and you need to check so the dependencies and what is the status of the current system. So all those information which we can retrieve from this particular tool. This tool is mainly for the engineers who's looking for the migration. Okay, so let me start with like how we discover the data. Let me show it. So here, there is an option like you can use your local repository and or a shared repository, and like you can go to the particular location. I have used my one of the partition here, like the drive, like local drive, which I'm using it here. So I have my the data which I have already retrieved from the systems, and I can use those same logs. I'm opening it. So from here, once it comes to the system, you can see so system will automatically give you like what the name of this servers which your the device is. Okay, so if it is server and what type of server it is and what it is named when it is collected, so that information will be there, and you can select the system servers which you want to do the analysis. Okay, so you can see like creating the bundle. This may be based on the criticality or the business nature of the servers or the application. Based on that, you can create the bundle. So I'll just create like an with a sample like model 2. And here we have multiple tasks. And these are all the, each it will give you each specific insights. Like, for example, if you take system insights, it will give you like what is the current status. If you go with network analysis, related to the port status, what is the uplink and downlink information. And for example, if you go with application dependency, it will show you like for this particular server, what are all the services, applications are available, and it is which it has been talking to. So those informations, and finally you have these informations also. For example, if it is Red Hat 6 and if you want to move it to Red Hat 8 or 9, so what are the packages inside it is compatible to move to this particular version, which is not, and that information will be available. So apart from that, another important feature which is more of, outer than the OS upgraders, like if you have a CMDB which is outdated, and you think if you want to upgrade that CMDB data, so we have that option as well. You can upload the file here. So while running the task, the ZENfra Ignite will automatically update the data, okay, inside the CMDB as well. So I'm just selecting all those, tasks. Okay, for example, let me choose with this one. And I'm creating a bundle. So every steps inside it will take only less than a minute to perform. So I have created a bundle like with 4 devices before we have 6 tasks allocated to it. So I'm just going with the bundle dashboard. Let's say you can see like I have created 2 bundles, that is bundle 1, bundle 2. So one I have already processed it. Next, the new bundle which I've created is not. So if I want to run it, so I can start here. So usually if you take a third party tool or an other tools to get those information, pass those information, it will take more time to, get this insight. The ZENfra Ignite will run those information in like less than a minute or two. So you can, so that's it. So the files which I have uploaded has been processed and the data is ready for you. So I will show you the dashboard first. So I have opened it. So for example, I have added 4 devices with 6 tasks. Okay. If you want to know what are the tasks I have added, you can have it here. So the device name. So for this particular device, how many dependencies are there? If you want to open it, I can also do that. So you can see like for this particular server, which application and which port number, and it is what is the actual packages and what is the dependency packages and what is the connection status as well. And what remote server or dependency server it is talking to. So we'll have those informations as well. You can see all those remote servers IPs as well, which is it's talking to. So you can easily identify which is the dependable service for a particular server. And next thing is like the compatibility status. So if you see for this particular server, you have like 711 packages there, and 38 is compatible. Other things are not compatible. So this is the test data. You can also see like so whether it is compatible with 9.1, 9.2, like 9 till 9.5. We have provided this information. This is the current package version for this one. So if the package is compatible, we show like those. It is in green. You can see like supported version what it is and whether it is compatible or not. If you go with this particular one, it says like it is not supported because what. So those information will also be available. Okay. So this is compatibility. So likewise for the network analysis, you can also see. So I said like the interface, what is the status of the interface and what it is IP address and what is the MAC address and podcast, everything. So that information also you can. So the performance wise, so we have provided like what is the on time. So when the log is when the data which we collected from the system is the on time collection information. Okay, so for example, this is the information when we log collected the log. So you can see like for example, so what is the average CPU load for 1 minute, 5 minutes, and 15 minutes, and what is the total memory, used memory, and free memory. So likewise for the uh, RAMs also we can see. Okay, that information also will be provided. So apart from that, so we have if others advanced information configuration or JVM analysis, we can also do. So in case if you want to have download this logs or you want to use this report, you can also go to this specific location and each and individual reports will be available for you. You can use this report as well. Okay, for your analysis, you can export it. So this is the bundle summary. And so if you want to, add multiple bundles for the same devices and add the task also, that is also possible. So this is very easy. So you can also go with like to bundle option and you can add bundles for the same devices with multiple tasks and you can do your analysis. Okay, so this application can run in any Windows versions, and so you can connect with the already pre-collected logs, and you can use it for obtaining this information. Okay, so this is the lightweight application, and so it is easy to install as well.
If I can interject for a moment, Gautam, thank you very
Yes.
much. That was a great demo. One thing to know, folks, is that this is available in the, we're showing you the GUI. We also have it set up to run as a CLI. So if you want to run fully automated in your environment, say you've got an Ansible playbook that runs every day or once a week at a certain time to do discoveries, this can run as a result of those discoveries. So it can go completely silent to work in your organization.
We appreciate your time and engagement. So you can reach us out through our website or our email. Our email will be info@zenfra.ai. Thank you, everyone. Stay connected with us.